Imagine lying on your sickbed. You're completely defenseless, and you realize the close friend who's, feeding you is actually just waiting for you to die.
Yeah, it's a terrifying thought.
Right. So welcome to today's deep dive. We are exploring the English Standard Version of Song 41, which is attributed to David and the choir master.
It's a fascinating text.
It really is. I mean, even though it's ancient, it reads less like a history lesson and more like a gripping psychological drama. It's got severe illness, malicious whispers, and the devastating sting of betrayal.
Absolutely. It violently dismantles that illusion that piety just guarantees a peaceful life.
Oh, for sure.
Because the central tension here is this wild whiplash between the author's lofty claims of righteousness and the really gritty, paranoid reality he's actually living in.
Okay, let's unpack this because the opening verse sets up an expectation of a neat transactional universe. It says, "Blessed is the one who considers the poor," which a footnote clarifies can also mean the weak.
Right, the vulnerable.
Yeah. It sounds like a spiritual insurance policy. Like if you take care of the weak, the Lord delivers you, protects you, and sustains you on your own sickbed.
Well, yes, but the narrative immediately pivots away from that pristine theory.
How so?
Because the author isn't out helping the vulnerable right now. He's the vulnerable one.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, he admits his own sin, and he's begging for that very grace, asking God to, heal me, or literally translated, heal my soul.
Wow. And while he's physically suffering like this, there's this intense psychological warfare happening all around him.
Exactly.
His enemies are standing in his room literally asking, when will he die and his name perish? It's pure paranoia, but it's real.
It is. And to understand the mechanics of that cruelty, we have to look at how sickness was viewed in the ancient world. Illness was often interpreted as a direct divine punishment.
Wait, so they thought God was striking him down?
Exactly. So when visitors come and speak these empty words to his face, they are internally gathering ammunition. They see his physical weakness as proof that God has abandoned him.
That is so dark.
It really is. And that assumption gives them the social permission to go outside, whisper together, and claim a deadly thing has been poured out on him.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. The betrayal isn't just from those known enemies. It's an inside job.
Yeah, the ultimate betrayal.
Think about the last time you shared a meal with your closest confidant. In the ancient Near East, breaking bread wasn't just grabbing dinner. It was a binding covenant of peace and mutual protection.
Right, highly intimate.
Exactly. So when the text says, even my close friend in whom I trusted, who ate my bread, has lifted his heel against me, it's incredibly jarring.
The psychological insight there is profound, honestly. I mean, the deepest betrayals can only come from those closest to us.
Because they have the access.
Right. They're the only ones with the proximity to kick us while we are down. That sudden, violent imagery of a trusted confidant lifting a heel to trample a bedridden man is just visceral.
Wait, hold on. This is where I have to push back a little on the author's supposed righteousness.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, he starts the text talking about caring for the weak, right? But then his response to this betrayal is to ask God to raise him up specifically so he can repay them.
The revenge element.
Yeah. How do we square that desire for brutal revenge with his claims of integrity?
It is a jarring cognitive dissonance to modern ears, I'll give you that. But in the context of ancient honor-shame cultures, this isn't just petty revenge.
What is it then?
It's a desperate plea for public vindication. The author possesses this ironclad confidence that because his enemies haven't successfully trampled him yet, God must still delight in him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he credits his integrity for keeping him upheld and set in God's presence forever. And then he ends the whole ordeal with this sweeping doxology, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of Israel, from everlasting to everlasting."
Wow. So we really travel from a general lofty promise of divine protection straight down into the gritty reality of a sickbed and gossip.
Paranoia, illness, all of it.
Right. And ending with a cry for vindication against a trusted friend turning their back at the dinner table.
It forces us to confront how fragile our social safety nets actually are when our circumstances suddenly deteriorate.
Which brings us back to that chilling image of the sickbed visitors. And it leaves you with a really heavy thought to mull over. When you visit those who are vulnerable or sick, are you offering genuine support? Or are you simply delivering the empty words David experienced, perhaps secretly relieved that their misfortune hasn't touched your own life?